What if being out of stock actually made you more money? Can I show you how this brand got 1000 orders in just 10 hours using this simple pre-order strategy? Instead of losing sales when inventory hit zero, this brand used pre-orders to create hype, exclusivity, and predictable revenue. In this video, I'll break down 3 pre-order strategies used by real brands, why they work, and the types of products they are best for. I'll explain why each strategy drives sales, who should use it, and the common mistakes that reduce conversions. And at the end, I'll share a simple way to implement all these 3 approaches on your store so you can start capturing early sales and boost perceived value immediately. The first one is instant pre-orders. These are when your store automatically changes the add to cart button into a pre-order button, letting customers reserve a product immediately, even if it's not in stock. This allows you to create excitement and frame any product as a must-have. And it works because people respond to pre-orders in several ways. Seeing the pre-order button makes the product feel in demand, giving a sense of urgency and exclusivity, and it also simplifies the decision. Customers don't have to wait or check back later, they can just grab it right away. Also, reserving early gives customers a sense of priority to actually getting the product, and combined these effects make instant pre-orders a strong way to drive early sales or to continue selling while your products might be out of stock. Let's take the case of TOGETHXR. They're a women's sports store that generated around $30 million in revenue in 2025. A great example of instant pre-order in action happened when an influencer post unexpectedly drove a huge surge of interest in the brand's shirts and hoodies. Within minutes, TOGETHXR activated their Preorder Now app on their Shopify store, automatically switching the out-of-stock buttons to pre-order buttons. The result, in the first 20 minutes, 79 pre-orders came in. And over the next 10 hours, nearly 1,000 units were reserved. Without the instant pre-order setup, much of that revenue would have been lost because the products were technically out of stock. This quick action led TOGETHXR capture momentum, keep fans engaged, and continue selling without holding extra inventory. It also gave the customers a sense of priority, knowing that they could reserve their items immediately, which generated excitement and demand. Today, the brand keeps all its products marked as out of stock and only organizes occasional drops, which sell out immediately because customers perceive those products as being scarce. Right now, they mostly use the notify me when back in stock alerts, which is also an effective way to keep fans engaged and in the loop. Instant pre-orders work best for products that can generate excitement or benefit from a sense of priority. Think limited editions, seasonal items, or products featured in campaigns or influencer posts. They're also effective for brands that want to capture demand quickly without holding extra inventory. Small to mid-sized direct-to-consumer brands, lifestyle, clothing, or niche products with engaged audiences, these can see the biggest impact. If the demand is low, the audience isn't that engaged, or the product doesn't feel desirable, pre-orders can fall flat and may not drive meaningful sales. Okay, one of the biggest mistakes with instant pre-orders is not clearly communicating that the product is actually available for pre-order. If customers see add to cart on the button and confusing stock messages instead of a clear pre-order button, they might just abandon the page. Another common issue is failing to set clear expectations around shipping or fulfillment. If shoppers aren't sure when they'll actually receive the product, they can hesitate or abandon the purchase. Displaying estimated delivery or a simple note like ships in 2-3 weeks keeps the experience smooth. And finally, trying pre-orders on products that aren't positioned as desirable or exciting can backfire. If there's no perceived reason to reserve that item early, like a limited number available for example, the strategy won't create urgency or anticipation and you won't capture additional sales. Now TOGETHXR also uses another strategy that builds anticipation and excitement, and that is called drop window pre-orders. Drop window pre-orders is when you open pre-orders for a product during a set period or window, letting customers reserve it before it's actually available. This creates anticipation, frames the launch as an event, and encourages people to act during the limited time frame. And it works because a fixed pre-order period naturally captures attention and motivates action. Knowing that there's a limited time to reserve the product makes it feel exclusive and special. It also simplifies the decision. Shoppers don't have to worry about missing out later, they can just act now. On top of that, the hype and anticipation gives customers a reason to talk about it and share it, it, which drives more engagement and early sales. And an example of that is Sienna Studios that ran a pre-order campaign for their Martina vase collaboration, offering the handcrafted vase in 9 colors exclusively through a set pre-order window. By limiting the availability and framing the launch as an event, they created urgency and anticipation, building a waiting list of eager customers. The brand also shared the story behind the vase, highlighting its Argentinian origins and the collaboration with an artist, which added authenticity and emotional connection. Combined with clear delivery expectations, this approach turned the pre-order into a memorable experience for the customer while also securing early sales for the brand. But even though their campaign seems to be working fine and they mark their product by writing pre-order in the title, they could improve clarity and conversions by having the button itself say pre-order and keeping the description tab always open or displaying a more obvious pre-order notice. Drop window pre-orders work best for products that can benefit from planned excitement and storytelling. Think limited edition items, collaborations, or seasonal launches where creating anticipation adds value. They're ideal for brands that want to turn a launch into an event, giving customers a reason to act during that specific window of time. In this case, lifestyle, clothing, home decor, and niche direct-to-customer brands with engaged audiences tend to see the biggest impact. And again, if the products are low interest, or the audience isn't engaged, opening a timed pre-order window may not generate meaningful excitement or sales. In this case, one of the biggest mistakes is not making the pre-order button obvious. If customers aren't clear that the product can be pre-ordered for a limited time, if the button still says add to cart, they might assume the product is in stock and ready to be shipped, which can create unnecessary support issues. Another common problem is hiding important information like estimated shipping dates or pre-order terms. Without transparency, shoppers can hesitate or abandon the purchase because they don't know what to expect. Finally, relying on solely the title or description text without reinforcing the pre-order through the button or visible notices can reduce urgency. Keeping the pre-order label prominent and making the pre-order info easily visible is key to driving conversions. Okay, and the third pre-order strategy is always on pre-order products. These are products that are intentionally sold as pre-orders by default. Instead of going in and out of stock, customers order first and the product is produced or fulfilled afterwards with clear delivery timelines shown up front. Waiting isn't an exception here, it's part of the product model. And it works because buying feels planned and intentional, not pressured. When customers know a product is made or fulfilled after the purchase, they feel like they secured a place in line and they are not missing out. And that creates a quiet sense of exclusivity. You've claimed your spot ahead of the crowd. Waiting also signals that the product isn't mass-produced or impulsive. The extra time adds perceived value and makes the purchase feel more considerate. When the expectations are clear, customers don't see the wait as friction. They actually see it as part of the experience, which builds trust with the brand and increases commitment. In fact, some of the brands that use always on pre-order products have seen conversion rates several times higher than typical in-stock launches, and that shows how giving customers the chance to reserve early can turn waiting into a powerful sales driver. And a good example for this is STOW London, a premium leather goods brand. They use a dedicated in-demand or pre-order category for their high-end bags priced between 300 and 700 euros. These items are clearly marked with shipping windows like pre-orders will ship by end of March, letting customers know exactly when they'll receive their order. Each bag is handcrafted in STOW's factory in Spain using sustainably produced leather, and the limited stock ensures that the pre-orders feel special. By framing products this way, STOW encourages customers to commit early, securing their favorite style without creating pressure, while reinforcing the brand's premium and ethical positioning. Each item's button clearly says pre-order, and once added to the cart, a notification reinforces that message. And always-on pre-orders work best for high-priced premium products where scarcity and craftsmanship add perceived value. Think leather goods, artisanal fashion, tech gadgets, or collectible items, products that customers are willing to wait for because they are special or limited, or at least they are framed like that. This is also ideal for brands with intentional product cycles or ethical manufacturing where stock is limited and pre-orders help manage demand. On the other hand, this model isn't suited for low-cost mass market items where waiting doesn't increase desirability and could instead frustrate customers. In this case, one of the biggest mistakes is not making the pre-order process clear. If the add to cart button doesn't say pre-order or the delivery time isn't visible, customers might assume the product is ready to be shipped and get frustrated when it isn't. Another common issue is hiding key information like estimated shipping dates or pre-order terms. Without transparency, shoppers can hesitate or abandon the purchase because they don't know what to expect. Keeping the pre-order label prominent, showing clear shipping info, and framing the product as limited or in demand is essential for driving conversions in this case. So to sum up, we have instant pre-orders, we have drop window pre-orders, and we have pre-order based products. If you want to try any of this on your own store, the Stoq app makes setting them up quick and simple. They have a free tier so you can test things out first. All you have to do is install the app, then activate it inside the theme customizer. Next, inside the app's dashboard, go to pre-orders, click on add new offer, customize the text and settings, choose the product you want to pre-sell, and depending on your strategy, select if to show pre-sale when the products are out of stock or show the pre-sale for in-stock products. After adding your items, they will show up in this list and you are ready to pre-sell. If this helped, do like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more tips on improving conversion rate and sales, click this video next.